This video is a masterclass if you want to start a small home or solo business. I'm going to lay down a process that will answer a lot of questions that you may have in your head before you start a business. Now, I've been running a solo business for many years now, 8 years to be precise. And everything that I'm talking about in this video is from my own experience and also the experience of this large network of small and solo business owners that I'm a part of. So there's lots to learn. And I'm dividing this video into literally 4 chapters or 4 questions that you should answer before you actually start. And if you're able to answer these questions with clarity, trust me, you will at least be able to launch successfully and with clarity. I can't guarantee how you will run your business, but at least you will be able to start with clarity. So 4 questions. And question number 1, let's start with question number 1, which is the most important question, which is why. And I always divide why further down into 2. Why do you want to start a business? Why do you want to start this particular business? The first one will give you your reason. For example, do you want to start a business because you don't have a job anymore? Do you want to start a business because your husband has been moving cities and now you've messed, like your career is all messed up and there are too many breaks and you'd rather just do something of your own? Do you want to start a business because you have a hobby that you'd like to start making money out of now? Do you want to start a business because you want to create more wealth or because you see an opportunity in a certain field? So your why and your reason should be very, very clear in your head, because it will show you the path ahead, right? It will also give you a lot of motivation on days when you don't have motivation. I assure you there will be days when you will wake up and you will say, why am I even doing this? And your why, the reason why you're doing this and the reason why you started will actually give you the motivation on those days. The second why, which is why this particular business, is also very important because it will help you understand what is the, let's say, unfair advantage that you have. So are you doing this business because someone came to you with an opportunity? Are you doing this business because you've done a course in it and you really enjoyed that course and you're very good at it? Are you doing this particular business because you're very, very good at a certain hobby? Again, clarity on why this particular business will help you to chart out a better path. It will also help you to do a better job at launching your business. So the first thing you need to do is to ask yourself these 2 questions. Why do I want to start a business and why do I want to start a particular business? And to help you understand this better, let me share a story from my own life. So I started this business. I became a learning facilitator and a speaker sometime in 2014-15. So I quit in 2012 from Kingfisher Airlines. It folded up, so there was no question of quitting. There was no company left to work with. And I really wanted to do something of my own. But at that point, I did not really have clarity. My only thing was that here's an opportunity to try my hand at doing something of my own. So let me start. So I first started an event management agency, and then around 3 or 4 years later, I pivoted into doing what I do now, which is a speaker and a learning facilitator. And my why, as I went along, my why became very clear. So when I actually pivoted from event management agency, I didn't have a why then. I just wanted to start a business, which is why I think I floundered a lot with my first business, amongst other reasons, of course. But when I pivoted, my why was very clear. I love speaking. I love speaking in front of an audience, and I love speaking about presence. I like talking about communication skills. I like teaching people communication skills and presentation skills and how to carry yourself and confidence. And that became my why. I wanted to start a business which would allow me to speak in front of people and allow me to speak about the topics that I really, really love, which is impactful presence. And also I realized that I have an unfair advantage in this because this is something that I have worked upon all my life. I have really worked on my communication skills. I have really worked on my presentation skills, the way I carry myself. So I actually have an unfair advantage there. So when I sat down to answer my why am I starting a business? Because I want to speak more. I want to teach people about presence. And why this particular business? Because I have an unfair advantage in it. This is something that I know very well, which is why I will be able to teach other people really well. Once I had clarity on that why, so many things fell into place. For example, I hate sales. I always used to hate going to clients and saying that, this is what I do, please hire me, and this is my price, and so on and so forth. I used to feel really terrible about doing sales. I'm one of those people who I felt I don't enjoy sales and I can't do sales. But the minute my why was clear, it became so easy to go up to prospective clients and say that, listen, this is what I can bring to the table. So instead of sales, I began to think of it as, I am so good at this and I'll enjoy this so much that other people can actually learn from it so much. So it is my duty, to tell people about communication skills. It is my duty to teach people presence. When I started looking at it like that, when my why was so clear, everything fell into place. So everything in terms of what my path was, what my product was, how I was going to take that product to my target audience or target market, everything became so clear because I was very clear. So once you have clarity on your why, it will actually become very, very, very easy for you to chart out a path for yourself, and a very clear path for yourself. It will also give you a lot of motivation. Question number 2, what? What is the product or the service that you're selling? It should be very, very clear. No ambiguity about your product or your service at all, because only when you're clear in your head, again, you will be able to do a good job at it. Also, you will be able to communicate it better to your market. And again, to explain this, let me give you an example. Suppose you love the food business, you love to cook, and you really want to start a food business from home, from your kitchen. You want to start a food business. Now, food business is a very, very broad category. So in your head, you could be very confused. I want people to eat something tasty that I cook. I'm very good at cooking. I can think of new recipes. So I want people to, benefit from that. I would like people to eat mere haath ka khana. Okay, but what? Food business is a very, very broad category, So now you have to be very clear on what in that food business do you want to do. Let me give you examples. Do you want to start a tiffin service, right? Do you want to provide basic lunch and dinner to people who are unable to cook themselves, working population, etc., right? Do you want to do only party orders? Do you want to only set up like this fancy menu, take, orders in advance and then just deliver that party menu? Do you want to do only, let's say, dips and sauces? You want to just provide packaged, really innovative, interesting dips and sauces, right? So within the food business, you have to be very, very clear on what is it that you want to do. And a large part of your what will also depend upon your own skills. For example, you could be really, really good with food, but you may not want to stand and cook it yourself. You may want a team to do that, right? So all of these questions will help you answer your what, and your what again should be very, very clear. So think about it with clarity. Think about within a certain business, what really do you want to do, because again your path will become clearer. And also, what are the resources that you need? What are the skills that you have to deliver that what? You will actually be able to plan that as well. So if you're going to do tiffin service, it's going to be a very different kind of market and a very different kind of ingredients and very different kind of resources that you will require. If you want to do high-end parties, it will again be a very, very different kind of resources that you will require. If you want to do only packaged sauces and dips, very different kind of resource and a very different kind of skill set and a very different kind of thinking that is required, right? Very different kind of marketing that is required. So before you start, have clarity on your what. Don't say ki I will do ghar ka khana tiffin also, and I will do beech mein I will take on some party orders also, and maybe do a couple of dips also, because your market is going to be very confused. What is it that you really do? They will not know what to reach out to you for. You have to make it very easy for your target market. What is it that I'm reaching out to this girl for? In my case, for example, it is very easy for corporates to reach out to me for presence, communication skills, presentation skills, confidence, how do you own a room? That's it. Very few people will come and ask me, oh, will you do a workshop on change management, for example, because they know I have communicated my what so clearly, this is what I do, that people don't even come and ask me. And if they come and ask me, even I'll be very confused. Oh, I'll have to develop a full new deck for this and completely new content for this. Will I be able to do this or not? So maybe later, after many years, you can expand. Of course, you can expand. But before you start, be very clear on your what. Niche it down if you must, but you should say that this exactly is my product. Dips and sauces is my product, or tiffin service is my product, or party orders only is my product. Because then you are clear in your head what you have to do, what are the resources you require, how do you have to go about it, you will take orders 2 days in advance or not, and your market is also very clear, what do they have to reach out to you for. Okay, XYZ party orders, so if I have a party, I have to reach out to have a party orders. So much clarity in both your head as well as your market's head when you have clarity on your what. In case you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. Very happy to come back to you with answers and replies, etc. I'm trying to make it as simple as possible. Also, if you're liking this video, please don't forget to hit like and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. This is Deepika Singh, this is She Means Business, and I talk about everything that can help you create impact online and offline. So you create an impactful presence. Alright, back to the video. Question number 3. Who? Who are you selling your product and service to? Again, very important, because you will design everything, particularly your communication, your pricing. Everything will depend upon who you are selling it to. Your pricing maybe not so much, it will also depend upon your ingredients and where you want to position yourself. But your communication will definitely depend upon the market that you are selling it to. And it's very good to have a sense of your audience. So how marketers generally do it is that, big brands generally do it is that they make a little brand. They make a little target audience personality, person. So think of it as one person that I'm selling it to. So coming back to that food business, let's say you're doing party orders, you will have in your head a certain kind of audience that you're selling it to. What is her, where does she stay? What is the kind of economic background do they have? How much will they be able to spend? What do you think she will order? So all of this, so make like a little personification of your target market in your head. Be very clear who you are selling to, and this will also help you to identify where is that who, right? So if you want to do like a local business of food, is that who there in your vicinity? Is there enough who in your vicinity, or will you have to expand your business to other neighborhoods as well, right? So when you have clarity on your who, it becomes very easy to firstly communicate, and also becomes easy to understand what is the total market size that I will be addressing, right? Now, if you want to make, for example, tiffin orders, regular tiffin orders, and if you have like a large, pockets of, let's say, working population staying around you, who does, this kind of, sorry, my phone rang, who needs this, very good, that is your who. But if your who is not there, you want to do tiffin orders, but you live in an area where there is no one who requires, tiffin orders, then what are you going to do, right? So identify the who, because again your communication will also depend upon that, right? So think of it this way, every brand has a certain kind of communication depending upon whom they are targeting, right? The language that they use, the colors that they use, everything is targeted to one particular person, which becomes the average target person that they are targeting, right? So when you start a small business, when you start like a home business, these are things that we don't really think about. We say, oh, I will start a business and then I will figure out how many people are, purchasing this particular product or service. But if you start reverse order, you answer all of these questions beforehand, your path will become clearer. I see so many small businesses shut down after 6 months, 7 months, sometimes 3 months, 2 months, because they have not made the effort to answer these questions beforehand, right? So answer your who is going to be ordering from me, because after a point your friends will stop ordering. I keep hearing that, my friend is not buying my stuff, my friends are obliged to buy my stuff, obliged to like my post. They're not. Your friends are your friends. Of course your friends will support you, but after a point you have to figure out the actual market for your product, right? So very important to identify who that person is and then start targeting that who with your marketing communication, with everything that you're doing, and also figure out how much of that who is there in your vicinity, or who that who is, and how do you reach out to that who. Just to recap, we've done 3 questions. One is why, which is why do you want to start a business, and why do you want to start this particular business. The second question was what exactly do you want to start. Have clarity so that you have a business plan ready, कि मुझे ये ingredients चाहिए, मुझे ये skills चाहिए, और मुझे ये चाहिए to start this business, and this is what I'm going to sell, because then there's clarity in the customer's mind as well. And the third question was who is my customer, who is going to buy this product for me. I need to know, because I will design my communication, I will reach out to that customer so that my chances of success become bigger. I forgot to mention this actually. Your customer, when you're doing your who, if you know who it is, who your customer is, your chances of success also go up, because now you're selling to the correct person, right? So these are the 3 questions. Fourth questions is your how, and that really is the most important question, because ideas are great and everything is good on paper, but unless you execute it really well, what are you really going to do? You don't have a business. So how? Now, for any small business, one step none of us do is to make a business plan, because business plans are for big businesses or businesses that are asking for funding. Why should a small business that is starting by taking a few orders and making them in their kitchen, whether it's a beauty business or it is a home food business, or like me, a coach business, why do we need a business plan? You need a business plan because it gives you clarity on the way forward. करना क्या है, कितने पैसे लगेंगे, right? कितनी marketing करनी है, right? And a business plan is not this very confusing document that you make with slides and numbers. No, it is just, you can make it on a piece of paper with a pen, right? Very few questions that you need to answer, and some of these questions are these only. Your what and your who, for example, are the basic questions that you need to answer. So what is the product that I'm going to make? What is the USP? What makes me different in this product, right? Answer that, because that will help you to sell the product better. This is who I am, and this is what I do really, really well. So I'm going to start a parlor because I'm really, really good with hair. I understand hair, and that's what I'm going to communicate to my customer, right? So my what is my hair skills, which is whether haircuts or hair colors or whatever. And now that I know what my advantages and what my what is, I will communicate that to my customer. Who is my customer? How much of a market do I have around me, right? So who is my customer? Are they there in that area around me? How will I communicate to that customer? What language will I use, etc. How much money am I going to need? Before you start, please put a plan in place for how much money are you going to need to start this business. And we run away from putting down numbers. We think usko carpet ke niche chupa do. All this money talk, हाँ देख लेंगे. But the point is, if you have clarity in the beginning, it will make your life so much more easier. It will give you clarity on how much money do you have to spend. Your entire success will depend upon that. So be very upfront with your figures. How much money do you have? How much money will you need for everything? Do you need to hire any labor? Do you need to hire people? What kind of marketing do you need to do? So put your costs and your money in place very brutally, honestly. I'm speaking from experience. I have not done that, and I'm telling you, it really led to a lot of heartache. So in my first business, so because I was doing these events and I would never put down the money, because they were expensive events, and anyway, so so put your numbers and put your costs in place and be brutal. So put a business plan that answers all of these questions. A couple of other things that should be there in the business plan is your year ka planning. So for example, you have to figure out that between January and December, when are the time periods where you will see a surge in a demand? When do you start need to planning new products? So for example, if you do jewelry, you may see a surge in the festive seasons, in the marriage seasons, and you may want to do a lot of new product development about 3 months before, right? So it can't be like Diwali is around the corner and you're like, oh, Diwali aa rahi hai, let me just make a few new designs. No, you have to plan in advance, because you will have to plan your raw material, you will have to plan your advertising, your marketing. So it's better to put all of this down in a business plan, and your how begins with a business plan. So to recap, what should your business plan have? Your business plan needs to have your why, your what, exact niche, and your who, and then it needs to have your unfair advantage, what makes you different. Put it down in that plan so that you can keep harping on it when you're talking to people. Then you put down your year ka production plan, right? कब कितना प्रोडक्ट चाहिए, कब नए डिज़ाइंस आएंगे, when are you going to launch new designs, right? And then you put down your costs, of course your costs, what are you going to need, how much money are you going to need, and then you put down a marketing plan. Technically you put down your costs right in the end, after you put down your marketing plan, because you're going to budget for the marketing plan as well. What is the point in having a great business if no one knows about it, right? So some bit of marketing you will do, whether it is free social media, or it is pamphlets, leaflets, or it is running Google ads, whatever you want to do, put it down in the plan. And in the plan, put down, like any smart business person, when will you need more money? So again, jewelry business, you will need more money just before the festive seasons, right? Because you want to really, really push your product. When will you need to run a sale, for example? Plan everything out. Of course, you will do a lot of things impromptu, but planning will really, really help you. So your why, your what, your who, your unfair advantage, your production plan, and your my phone keeps ringing, I forgot to put it on airplane mode, and your costs in the end, and be brutally honest about your costs, right? So these are the 4 things that you need to answer. Again, why, what, who, and how. Very, very important for you to answer these questions. And I'm speaking from experience, and I'm also speaking from the experience of many, many other people that I've spoken to. I also work with a lot of small business owners to help them craft online and offline presence, whether it is their content that they write, or the way they conduct themselves, or way they pitch, etc. So I know that these are the areas that a lot of people falter at. I also have a lot of friends, women particularly in their 40s, who either have not been working and want to start something of their own now, or who have quit their jobs and want to start something of their own now. And I see that, these are questions they don't answer. And if you answer these questions, I'm super passionate about this. If you are able to answer these questions with clarity before you start, trust me, your rate of success, your chances of success will definitely be higher. A lot will depend on your execution of your business, but just answering these questions the runway that you will set for yourself will be better and smoother than if you don't. In case of any questions, my DMs are open, you can message me, you can put comments below. Very, very happy to answer. I sometimes do these open sessions, workshops, etc. on small businesses, and join in if you can. It will be really nice. I generally announce that on my TopMate profile. I will link it. It's there on my Instagram and my bio. I will also link it in the description box here if you're watching this on YouTube. Like I said before, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I try and bring you as much value as possible about many, many topics. Everything that I feel can help you create more impact online, offline, and just build a life that you love. This is Deepika saying till next time, bye bye.